All right, we are live on the Coach Eli Television Network, YouTube, Facebook, and D Live. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you can all join me here tonight on this beautiful, amazing, and very, very warm, very hot Friday evening, at least here in the San Francisco Bay Area where I am at. It's 95 degrees in Redwood City where I live today. And all that smoke from those fires up north has started to come down south once again. And between the heat and the smoke, I got to tell you, that's like the worst combination right there. It's just the air quality is terrible. So it's been making me a little tired most of the day. So bear with me if I have a few moments here today. But hey, American Dream, I see you, bro. Glad you're here, brother and queen. Welcome to the show. It is Friday, August 27, 2021, the day this stream is happening live. But if you're here watching on the replay, tremendous replay value for this stream. Dream, stick around. I know you have been struggling with this yourself. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help everyone best understand how to actually find the woman of your dreams. What does it take to find the woman of your dreams nowadays in this crazy modern, digital world of women being liberated? Let's just say it that way. Women are liberated. They're independent. They don't need a man for survival anymore. We have dating apps. We have unlimited options. It's one big crazy, let's say, poop show at the beginning so I don't get demonetized. Let's just say poop show for right now, but you know what I mean. Stick around for that. I'll get to the topic here in just a second. But before we get to that, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. And it absolutely has. Let me also make out that okay, Eli, slow down. Let me also make sure that the back end of YouTube is rolling smoothly, and it is. I'm excited because you're here, Dream, and same with you, Queen. The back end of Facebook is rolling well, and D Live is rolling well as well. And let me also just check out the front end of Facebook and D Live real quick. Boo-doo-boo-boo. At the top of the newsfeed, that's great. Here we go. Quick. Yeah, yes, there it is at the top of the newsfeed. That's great. Crystal clear, huh? Crystal clear with the Sony A6400 in 1080p at 60 frames per second. Let's check out D Live. All right, here we go. 1080p at 60 frames per second. Let's check out D Live. My green screen is playing tricks, with the phone. That happens sometimes, but you can see it there. Anyway, we're rolling smoothly on all three platforms. So let's get right to it because I want to enjoy my Friday night, and I've got a couple of prospects I may be talking with by phone tonight. Yes, I am still a single man, and I'm still looking to find that one special lady in this crazy digital modern dating world we all live in today. So let's get right to it here. The topic of this stream is 10 dates in 10 consecutive days. Is this what it takes to find the one? One more time, 10 dates in 10 consecutive days. Is this what it takes to find the one? And on the thumbnail that you clicked on to join this show, it says 10 dates in 10 days. Does this work? One more time. 10 dates in 10 days. Does this work? Well, I'm going to give you the answer right now. But you're going to want to stick around after I give you the answer so you have something to back up my answer with, right? Yes, it can work and it does work. Does that mean it's guaranteed? No. But the more and more dates you go on, the better your chances are to find that one special lady. But is doing it this way the right way? does this way give you an even better chance of finding the right woman? Well, let me start off by saying this. I'm going to share a personal story, then I'm going to get to the one and only Reddit posting I'm going to be dissecting today, because that's where I got the idea of this topic. There's a guy from the subreddit Seduction. I guess he's from Canada. He wrote a posting. I just went on 10 dates in 10 consecutive days. Here's what I learned. And he detailed it. This is beautiful. I'm like, I saw this come up on my feed today on Reddit. And I'm like, this is my show today. This is perfect. I've never seen any guy dissect it like this, or actually do it like this, right? But I myself have done something similar in the past, and I'm going to share that story with you right now and then get to his, okay? So here's the thing. When you have 10 dates lined up in a short amount of time, can it be overwhelming? Sure. But is it the best way to actually do things? In my opinion, yes. Let me tell you why. Because let's say you go on the first of 10 dates. Let's say you have 10 dates lined up in consecutive days, one after the other, right? The very first woman that you meet, right? It's not going to matter what happens on that date. Because if it doesn't work out, you've got 9 other dates, right? Same with the second date, right? If that doesn't work out, you've got 8 other dates. When you go on the third date, if that doesn't work out, you have 7 other dates. I think you get the point, right? This is called the abundant mindset, or the abundance mindset, meaning that you're going to be in an abundant mindset to the point of where you're going to be relaxed on that first, second, third, fourth, fifth date, etc., on down the line, right? Now, when you get to the 10th woman, if you don't have another date lined up after that, hopefully you'll behave the same way. But typically when guys don't have a backup plan, they start to act a little more needy and they try to push to make it work, right? The point of the abundant mindset is when you go on that first date, you're not concerned whether it works out or not. You hope it works out, and you're still going to go and hang out and have a good time and see what happens, right? But because you're not worried about whether it works out or not, you're going to be in a cool, calm state. You're not going to come off needy. You're not going to come off desperate. You're not going to come off pushy, right? You're going to be relaxed. You're going to be talking with her just like she's one of your guy friends, right? You're not going to be overly complimentary, but you're not going to be a jerk either. You're going to be relaxed, and she's going to notice that, right? That's going to give you the best chance of winning her over. Now, of course, there has to be physical attraction, right? Okay. But pretty much for the most part, if you look the same as you do in your pictures, if you meet through online dating, if you both look the same, typically the physical attraction is usually going to be there. It's more about the vibe that you give off when you're in person, right? Let's see. Queen says, I'm glad it don't apply to me. Okay, well, Queen, I know you've taken a break from dating, maybe permanently, but yeah, I get it. I get it. So, about 5 years ago, before I met my ex, after I had just gotten out of a relationship where my ex before that cheated on me, I took a little time off, and then I put myself out there. And I just wanted to get my mind off of my ex, right? One of the best ways to move forward is to go out there and start dating. But don't do it right away because you need to take at least a month or 2 or 3 off from dating because if not, you're not going to be ready, and the woman's going to pick up on that. You're not going to be acting yourself, okay? And you might come off more desperate and needy because you want to find someone to help take the mind off of your ex, right? So after 2 exes ago, In between that and finding my last ex, which is the last woman I dated, I put myself out on the dating scene. And I was talking to a lot of women. I messaged a lot of women, got a lot of numbers, and I set up a lot of dates. In a 1 month period, I met 20 women. Okay, now I didn't meet them all consecutively, one day after the other. There were times where, I met a woman, a different woman 3 days straight or so. But over the course of a month, of approximately 30 days, maybe 35 days or so, I can't remember exactly the amount of days it was, I met 20 women. I was driving all over Northern California, primarily here in the Bay Area, and meeting women briefly, whether it be for coffee, whether it be for a walk, whether it be for whatever, however I met them, right? And I will tell you, it got quite exhausting, right? It got quite exhausting. And out of those 20 women that I met, none of them really panned out. And after I, went on all those dates, I would doll myself up. I say doll myself up, dress nice, shower, put on nice deodorant, nice cologne, do my beard, trim my beard, use Just for Men, make it look good, shave my head. It takes time to prepare for these dates. And I wanted to look my best. I wanted to be at my best. So it takes time and effort to prepare for all these dates. American Dream and Queen are both looking for trolls. Well, we don't worry about them here. We ignore those people. You know that, right? American Dream, by the way, it was a great pleasure to talk with you by phone earlier today for about an hour. It was nice to catch up, bro, and I'm glad to see that things are going well for you. We'll talk again soon. Queen and Dream have that emoji with the sideways big googly eyes. They're looking for trolls. They're on high alert, right? That's if they can get past my block words list from YouTube and my Nightbot block words list and spam security. And then they have to be subscribed for a minimum of 20 minutes before they can even chat. See, trolls have to go through a lot more work just to be able to troll for what? For 2 seconds? If they can figure out a word that's not on my banned list, right? Not even worth it. But anyway, we've got mods here to take care of the ones that will slip through the cracks because, nothing's perfect, right? No security is perfect. I get it. I totally get it. But so after those 20 dates, I was burnt out. I was like, man, I got to take a break, or I almost felt like giving up. I felt like I met 20 women that I talked with on the phone, got dressed, drove to meet them, right? And not one of them worked out. And you start to think, is it something within me? Was I not attractive to them? Was I not a great conversationalist? Right? Where's the issue, right? And I was about to give up for a while, right? Take a long hiatus, but I said, you know what? I'm going to go back on the dating site and I'm going to message 100 other women. I'm going to give it one more shot, right? And fortunately I did, because the next day when I did that, that's when I met my last woman. That ended up being one of the best relationships I had. Folks, here's the thing. It typically is not you if things don't work out. Okay? If you're a guy and you go on a bunch of dates and not one of them works out, it doesn't mean that you're not attractive. It doesn't mean that you're not a great conversationalist. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough, right? All that it means is that those women had higher standards than they perceived you could provide for them, whether it be physically, with physical attractiveness in person. Maybe, you're too talkative for them, or they're more introverted and you're more extroverted, right? And no matter how good a conversation is on the phone and how the pictures appear online, even if you show up being the same exact person in person, when it comes to women, it's all about how they feel at that moment they lay eyes on you and then they talk with you, right? That's how women are. Women's emotions rise and fall like the sea. Women are emotional and respond to everything emotionally all day, every day, based on how they're feeling in the present moment, right? You got to take that into consideration. You could be the perfect guy for them, and maybe they're having an off day, and they perceive you to be not good enough for them, even though on a day where they were feeling better, they would have given you a chance, right? And that's why I love doing it this way. I love having a lot of options, it's the abundant mindset. That's why I went on those 20 dates, right? And then I went out there and started messaging more women. And that 21st woman, right when I was about to give up, was the woman that was the best relationship I ever had. But had I given up because of what happened on those previous 20 dates out of frustration, I would have missed out on something amazing, right? So that's my story, where I went on 20 dates in a 30 to 35 day period. It's very similar to how this guy on Reddit, which I'll get to that posting here in a second, it's very similar to what he did, 10 dates in 10 consecutive days. And is this what it takes to find the one? I'm going to say yes. You have to put effort in this crazy modern world of online dating, of dating apps, smartphones with instant gratification and having multiple options for both men and women. And in this day and age of women being liberated and being independent and having more options and not being dependent on a man for survival, it is much more difficult to find the one. Does that mean it's impossible? No, but it's much more difficult because of everything I just mentioned. Tons of options, plus women being independent. They're going to be a lot more picky or pickier than they've ever been, right? You have to understand that. You have to understand that and go into it with the mindset and not let that affect you. Now, I'm talking to a bunch of women, and I've met a bunch of women that I could have had something with already. At times, guys, you're going to come across women that are reasonably attractive, but then there's something else wrong. These women that I met were into me and they were reasonably attractive. I was attracted enough to them to take it further if it was meant to be. But what happened when I met these women? Like I mentioned in the recent past, one of them had very bad body odor that turned me off. There's no way she'll recover from that. That was a bad first impression. Another one wasn't talkative enough, right? I want to be with a woman that can carry a conversation and keep the conversation flowing and not always expecting me to carry on 70, 80, 90+% of the conversation. And what I also realized is that I want to be with a woman that has a purpose. Just like men have always had a purpose, which is pretty much their career and what they enjoy doing for a living. I want to be with a woman that has a purpose, meaning she has a job that she's passionate about. She loves what she does genuinely, and it provides for her at the same time. Just like my previous two exes. I mentioned this a few shows ago. My last ex was an in-home daycare provider with a degree in early childhood development. And she was amazing at it. She loved what she did and she made good money, right? And we would talk about her work. I had no problem talking about her work because she was passionate about it and it made her happy, right? My ex before that was a veterinarian who loved animals and had 2 dogs and 2 cats of her own, right? So a veterinarian that doesn't love animals is not going to have 4 animals of her own, right? See, that's what's attractive to me, right? I'm growing to realize as I look back, why did I give certain women a chance and it led to a relationship? And now, to be honest, I've become a little more picky myself because I'm not going to settle for a woman that just has any job. I want to be with a woman that loves what she does, because a woman that doesn't love what she does, she's going to be complaining about it all the time, right? And she may end up quitting her job, and that may put her in a tight spot where she may come to me and ask me to bail her out. And early on in the relationship, or if we're not engaged to get married or not married, I'm not going to bail her out. I don't want to put myself in a position where something can go south just like that. I want to give myself the best options up front. So I'm beginning to more so see what is attracting me to women. What am I more so looking for in a woman, right? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to switch over to the browser screen, and I'm going to read this long posting and give my commentary. When I'm done with that, I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back and read the comment replies for about 30 minutes. This is not going to be the longest show that I've done. It's probably going to be about an hour and a half or so. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, get them in right now. So yeah, let's just do it. Let's get over there. Let's move on over to the browser screen right now and get to this first Reddit posting. I'll be checking out Facebook and DLive periodically. One person on Facebook, is that who I think it is? Is that you, Claudia, or Darren, or Jeffrey, or anybody else? Let me know. Anyway, interesting, Claudia. I came across your dating profile on one of these sites. Don't worry, I didn't try to connect with you. We're friends, and I appreciate our friendship. I totally get it. Now the person on Facebook is gone. Okay. All right, so this is from the subreddit Seduction. And it was posted by Canadian Seductioner. Wow. Well, let's see how well you did. I've already read this, but anyway. And the title of the posting is, I just went on 10 dates in 10 consecutive days. Here's what I learned. One more time. I just went on 10 dates in 10 consecutive days. Here's what I learned. The guy was kind enough to say, disclaimer, sorry for the long post. Wanted to share all the details for those interested. Well, you caught my attention, and I'm glad that you went into great detail, because this is the kind of stuff that requires great detail in order for other guys to learn about what you and I already know, right? So let's get right to it. So as the title says, I just went on 10 dates in a row. Note, I count the 10th one as a date, even though it was a virtual one, FaceTime date, because 10 sounds better than 9. And I would have been on an in-person date anyway if the original girl didn't flake, so I'm counting it. Deal with it, LOL. Even 9 dates consecutively, that's still a lot, brother. But I get it, dude. 10 sounds cooler than 9, right? Great marketing there, bro. All of those dates were from dating apps, mostly Bumble with a few Hinge. So swipe left, swipe right, or heart and like, or X off, like on Hinge, right? I just noticed that Bumble and Hinge has not done as well for me as Match.com has. But let's see how you did. Okay. I'm not saying I haven't. I've met some women from Bumble and Hinge, but and I could have worked something out with them, but there were other things that turned me off about these women, and I eliminated them. So it goes both ways. And 2 of them were second dates, meaning I went out with 8 different girls in total over those 10 days. Okay. Great. Good. You have the abundant mindset. Okay. Out of those 10 dates, only one of the girls I didn't really like. She kind of catfished me. But I was also a bit too naive and hoped that she would look better in person. Learn from that mistake. A lot of times, most of the women I meet do look a lot better in person. They take horrible pictures. So that it's a chance you took, bro. And sometimes we take those chances. But of those other 7 that I did like, I was able to bring them home or go to theirs at the end of all the other dates, not including the virtual date, of course. Well, hopefully you didn't do that over the internet like some people do. It's pretty pathetic. It's not the same thing doing that virtually or digitally than in person. Wow, bro, you brought 7 of those women. Either you went back to their place or your place. So in essence, you put yourself in an opportunity for sex to happen. Good for you. All right. All right. So of those 8 dates in which she came to mine or I went to hers, I kiss closed all of them. Kiss closed. Dude, you make it sound like a business transaction, bro. And got touchy-feely in all except one of the dates. Okay, that's good. That's like second and third base. How many did you hit a homer with, bro? Are we going to talk like we did in high school? Right? Dude, you hit the home run, dude. Did you get the third base? No, dude, I just got the first base. I only kissed her. Come on, dude. I also managed to get all of those that I got touchy-feely with, except for one, to at least take their tops off, with 4 to 6 getting completely nude. These are some detailed stats here, man. Don't you keep a notebook, bro? In those 4 dates in which the girl got completely nude, I F-closed 3 of them. One didn't want to fuck, even though it was a second date. Wow. 2 of those that I F'd were first date lays, while one was a second date lay. She was one of the ones that I F'd on the first date, too. All right, good for you, dude. All right. At the end of all 10 dates, neither of us wanted to see each other again 3 times. I wanted to see her when she didn't want to see me again 1 time. She wanted to see me again when I didn't want to see her again 2 times. And we both wanted to see each other again 4 times. 6 of the dates involved going out for a drink, all first dates. 1 involved getting sushi and then exploring the city first date. I wouldn't do that on a first date, bro. You have to figure out if chemistry is there. Now, if you go on the first date, it's early on, and you have sex with the girl, and she still has time to hang out, or it's on a weekend, then you can go eat afterwards. But dude, I always say this: until a woman allows you to be intimate with her, she's not fully into you. So why invest fully into her until you know she's fully into you, right? 1 was a virtual date, first date. 1 involved going to the beach, second date. 1 involved having a drink at her, second date. So she invited you over. That means you knew you were definitely getting some. There was just a lot of great chemistry there. I also had to deal with 2 flakes over those 10 days. Well, that happens, dude. That's why you have a lot of options, right? The first gave me 5 hours notice, and I managed to get a replacement in time. But the second only gave me an hour's notice, so the best I could do for a replacement was that virtual date. Okay. Dude, you sound like you have a lot of time on your hands. Are you even working, or are you on vacation, or are you a teacher with the summer off? Like, I'm wondering how the hell you find the time to meet all these women. Wow. I mean, I've been self-employed for a long time, so maybe he's self-employed. That's a possibility. Here are some of my learnings from this experience. Don't hope a girl looks better in person than on their dating app Instagram profile. She most likely won't, and you'll waste your time if you do actually meet her. I recommend doing a quick video call before making date plans if you're not 100% sure about the girl. You can do video if you like. I don't like doing video. I do video for a living. I tell women, if they don't believe me and they think I'm catfishing them, I give them a link to watch my live stream on YouTube. And that's how I do it. It's better quality than those video calls. And then they're typically satisfied. Okay. If a girl isn't being super responsive before the day you're supposed to go on your date, there's a good chance she will flake. Absolutely. That's how the first flake happened. The second flake, with an hour's notice, was due to a valid reason. She had to stay in later at work. I'm going to share a couple stories. I'm going to stop right here for a second, check out the chat real quick, and share a couple stories of a couple of women that I've been talking with. Queen says, raw fish, yuck. Yeah, I don't like seafood, period. But yeah, some people like sushi. Some people like sushi, and raw fish or fish in general. Some people don't. All right, we're all clear. So, couple of women. There's this one woman I've been talking to for a couple of weeks, and we were supposed to go hiking. I think I mentioned this on the previous stream. We were supposed to go hiking last weekend, right? We talked the week before, and it was like 4 or 5 days before the date, and she messaged me on Sunday saying, I thought we were supposed to go hiking today. And I apologized to her, right? I apologized to her. And the reason why I didn't get back to her and I put her on the back burner is because I had other options that were showing me more interest and, seemed more exciting than her. But she was decent enough for me to continue getting to know her, right? So I apologized to her, and we talked again, and she was open to going on a hike this Sunday, right? We had a phone conversation. We were kind of flirting through some texting a few days back. Like, I think this was on Monday or Tuesday of this week. And she said, yeah, let's go hiking on Sunday. And I said, okay. Let's touch base. What day is a good day to touch base? A day or so before, so we can finalize the plans. She's like, how about Friday? 'Cause Saturday I'm going to be doing this, big event, for my my side gig, right? My side hustle, right? Like, okay. And, I had put this woman on the back burner, and I'm very, very intuitive. I can kind of tell when women are, even if they say they're fully interested, and even if they are fully interested, some women, like, I think this woman was attracted to me and thinks I'm a good guy, but she's got so much going on in her life that she's the kind of woman that would just flake on a moment's notice, right? And it doesn't even have to do with a lack of attraction for me. So I basically sent her a message today, and I had a feeling she was going to flake out anyway, but I just wanted to see what she was going to say, right? I wrote, hi, ma'am. I'm substituting ma'am for her name. It's Friday, and I didn't forget about you, LOL. How's your day going? So she sends me 2 texts back to back. She's like, hi, my day is going okay. It's been busy. How's yours? So she said her day's okay, and how's your day going, right? And literally 2 minutes later, she writes to me and says, I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to pass on meeting this Sunday. You seem like a nice guy, but I'm not interested at this time. Why, did you find someone better, ma'am, or somebody else? Or did you just realize that, are you realizing, ma'am, that maybe you're a little more introverted and I'm too extroverted for you? And you realize that I'm not the type of guy that's going to be controlled and all that, right? So this is a woman I've been talking to off and on for 2 weeks. She wanted to meet last Sunday to go hiking. I put her on the back burner, so I kind of like forgot about her. And then I apologized, told her it was a mix-up, and she gave me another chance, wanted to meet, but now she basically, just gave me a standard answer. I'm not interested in meeting at this time or some crap like that, right? You're going to get a lot of women like that. You see, here's the thing. This is the kind of woman that I felt had I met last Sunday, it wouldn't have worked out because there had been something off about her in person, which would make me feel weird. And then it would make it an awkward date and it just wouldn't work out, right? Like I am so intuitive. I'm so in tune with myself that I can tell when a woman is laid back and interesting, right? Now, guys, you're gonna encounter a lot of different types of women out there. American Dream is still looking for trolls. American Dream moderator and channel member. You're going to encounter a lot of different types of women, right? And even if they find you physically attractive and they can tell you're a good guy, there are women that are guarded. There are women that are extremely closed off. There are women that are emotionally unstable. There are women that are just seeking validation and don't meet anyone. They just want to go through the process to see how you would react. You have to understand that, there are different types of women, and just because they change their mind at the last minute, or they decide to not meet you, it doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It means that something internally is not making them feel right to meet you, whether they're attracted to you or not. It might be you, but more than likely it's something to do with them. It's something to do with them resisting because of past experiences. Maybe they've had a bunch of past experiences that didn't go the right way, that were similar in nature. Or maybe you're a guy that talks and communicates similarly in the ways of another guy they talked to that they gave a chance with, and this guy ended up being a bad seed, right? You just don't know what's going on internally. That's why you got to meet a lot of women and play the law of large numbers, because the majority of women you encounter nowadays are going to be just like this woman here. Another woman that I connected with on Bumble earlier today, she sent me a message, right? We were talking back and forth. I found out that I went to Sarah High School. She went to a high school called St. Francis. And St. Francis was one of the high schools that competed in the same sporting league in San Mateo County where I live. And we were talking back and forth, and I wrote to her. I said, I like your profile. You seem like a very sporty, down-to-earth lady. You seem very spiritual. You're a yoga instructor. Blah, blah, blah. I'd love to get to know you. Let me know if you want to talk by phone, and then we can go from there. She gets back to me and says, yeah, I would love to. We should meet sometime to see if there's chemistry. See, she came out and said we should meet in real life. She goes, we should meet IRL in real life to see if there's chemistry. We could do something like bowling. She suggested bowling, and I got back to her and said, how about a hike instead? I wrote, I enjoy getting good exercise. I love hiking. The beautiful scenery, breathing in the fresh air, and having a great conversation with somebody, is what I love about hiking. Let me know what your thoughts are about that. Actually, I missed one part. I offered, let's go hiking, and she said, why hiking? And then I answered in the way I just answered right now, because, hiking, it's great exercise. It's being out in beautiful nature. It's a place where you can have a great conversation with somebody. And I said, yeah, but I'm open to other things. I'm open to, any other suggestions. How about we talk by phone and we could figure it out when we talk by phone? Literally 2 minutes later, she ghosted me off the app. After showing me interest, she was very, very happy how I responded, and acknowledged, the good things about her, right? This is a woman I'm chalking up to seeking validation, right? Now, might she have met me if I agreed to go bowling with her? Sure. But it probably wouldn't have worked out, because this is why I test women. This is why I never go bowling or dinner or even coffee. I never, ever, ever, ever meet a woman on a first date that's going to cost me money, because I'm testing to see if they really want to get to know me for me, or are they set in their ways of how they meet guys, right? Right? This woman was probably thinking, this guy wants to take me out in the woods and I don't feel comfortable doing that. I want to meet him for a simple, hour or so of bowling, which he's going to end up paying for, maybe buying a couple drinks, right? And if it doesn't work out, we just part ways and we're around a lot of people, and I can just leave, right? See, and this woman was also saying that, hey, Eli, let's meet in real life so we can see if there's chemistry. See, women that approach guys, pay attention to this. Women that respond to you and they use these words. We should meet first and see if there's chemistry in person. When a woman comes out and specifically states that she wants to meet to see if there's chemistry, it means that she's very picky. She's met other guys and she's been very disappointed at the way they look. And so a woman like that would have just been a waste of time. And that's why I said, hey, well, what about a hike, right? And I would have suggested, if you don't feel comfortable going on a hike, let's go on a walk at the park with a lot of people, right? I'm suggesting something simple, but also something that's not going to cost me a lot of money, and which I don't mind spending for the right person, right? But I'm testing them to see, are they looking, to truly get to know me, or do they want to go somewhere where they can get a free round of bowling and a free drink or free meal? Whether it works out or not, they still come out ahead, right? I will never give a woman that. Never. Never. I did in the past, never again. Give me a second here. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's get back to this Reddit posting here. We are at 43 minutes. I'm going to have to take a break sooner and continue when I get back. Okay, so like I read, if a girl isn't being super responsive before the day you're supposed to go on your date, there's a good chance she will flake. That's how the first flake happened. The second flake with an hour's notice was due to a valid reason. She had to stay later at work. Dude, that's BS, bro. Bro, you think that's a valid reason? That's BS. I mean, that sounds like a valid reason, but dude, come on. Did she offer you a reschedule? Women that are see, if a woman is legitimately flaking, she will offer to reschedule right away. I end up I'm not free today. Something came up, but I would love to see you tomorrow if you're around, right? If they don't offer a reschedule, they're flaking, bro. If a girl doesn't have an expectation of something sexual happening on the first date, it is less likely that she will put out when it gets to that point. Right. Dude, I'm going to give you a big round of applause. You hit the nail on the head. Amen. Let me read that again. That is critical, mission critical right there, okay? If a girl doesn't have an expectation of something sexual happening on the first date, it is less likely that she will put out when it gets to that point. Oh, dude, I don't like to call it put out. That's so childish, dude, but I get what you're saying, right? See, women that are open to sex in a relationship, which is the majority of women, are going to have no problem doing it on the first date if it feels right, right? Or they're thinking about it, right? Nothing wrong with it happening on the first date if it's meant to be. Girls like to know what to expect from a date. So if you're looking to avoid LMR in your first dates, what's LMR? You see these acronyms. Let's see. Last minute resistance. Okay, I guess it stands for last minute resistance. And that happens quite often. There are many things that women will do to try to resist. You got to overcome them. You got to test them, because if there's too much resistance, they're going to either flake, or there'll be no romance or anything happening on the first, second, or any date beyond that. So if you're looking to avoid last-minute resistance in your first dates, be more sexual in your pre-date interactions with her. Right. Kind of hint in on it on the phone, right? Like, I've had women that I've had one conversation with them by phone. They text me the next morning and they're like, really loved our conversation last night. Your voice really turns me on. Like, I hope I'm not being too forward. I'm like, well, I didn't expect you to feel that way already, but hey, it is what it is, right? That's all good, right? I like to cast a wider net so I have more options in general, since going sexual too early can scare some girls off. Yeah, but typically the ones that get scared off are not going to be open to it. And even if you get to that point with them 4, 5, 6 dates down the road, the sex will be terrible, because they're not, a woman that resists sex too much is probably not experienced, or doesn't know what she's doing. And, that's just not going to work. Plus, I also like to be surprised by the girls that do put out, so I enjoy keeping it fun and flirty instead of overly sexual. That's what you do, and that's what turns them on. Good job, bro. So, what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to take a break right now, and then come back. And he's going to go through a summary of each date here. I need to use the restroom, so I'm going to go on a break right now. Let me go back over to full screen. And cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. And wait until you hear this. This is a detailed breakdown. American Dream, if you're still around, pretty interesting stuff, huh? Interesting stuff. All right. Let's see here. Boop-boop-boop. 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 See a couple more here real quick. All right, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for a quick break, about 10 minutes or a little less, and we will continue when we get back. Stick around, stick around, stick around. We'll be right back. We're back. I love this background. We got the beautiful moon there, and if I turn off the chat, you got this over here, Eli. You got this nice wolf there. That's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. Chat back, please. There we go. Yeah. Feel it, man. Feel it. Yeah. The song is called You're No Help by Silent Partner from the YouTube audio library. All right, let's get right back to it because we have a lot to go over. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook and D Live. If you're on Facebook and D Live and you want more than just these in-studio live stream simulcasts, you're going to have to come over to my YouTube channel. It's called Coach Eli, Elias Melas. You can search for it through your YouTube app or on your laptop and desktop while signed into your Google account. Or go to youtube.com/Life Coach Eli if you want exclusive live streams from my mobile phone, mobile live streams that I do occasionally. They're only broadcast on YouTube. If you want pre-recorded videos that I put out from time to time, I'll be putting out a lot more of those coming soon. You have to come to YouTube. Also, I'm a monetized channel and I do have a membership package that American Dream's been a part of for a while, where I have exclusive pre-recorded videos and exclusive members-only live streams and live stream replays. You can join for as little as $4.99 or as much as $99.99. There are 5 different packages, like I said, ranging from $4.99 to $99.99. They'll all get you the same thing. It's just up to you how much you want to donate to sponsor the channel. So that is that. Tonight, we've been discussing 10 dates in 10 consecutive days. Is this what it takes to find the one? One more time, 10 dates in 10 consecutive days. Is this what it takes to find the one? If you missed the first part of the show, I shared some of my experiences regarding this. So you're going to want to go back and check that out because it's pretty interesting. And I actually ended up getting the result I wanted. So check that out. And then I started getting into a Reddit posting, which is what inspired me to do this topic, because I've had a similar experience. And the title of that Reddit posting is, I just went on 10 dates in 10 consecutive days. Here's what I learned. And I went through the first part. And now I'm about to go through the part where this guy started to summarize each one of those 10 dates. So let's go back over to the browser screen and let's get to it and see what this dude did. I actually like this guy. This guy is doing it the right way. He's talking to lots of women. He's got lots of women in the queue. He's probably looking for the one, right? But he realizes that most of them are not going to work out. Some of them he'll have a little fun with. Some of them there'll be no chemistry, etc., right? And in order to put yourself in the best position mentally and to not come off weak, needy, desperate, insecure when you're around any one of these women, knowing that you have 9 other women waiting in the queue when you go on that first date with this first woman, you're not going to worry whether it works out or not, which will give you a better chance of it working out because you're going to be putting out an aura that's just natural and cool and calm and relaxed. You want to put out that aura of feeling indifferent. You're indifferent to the outcome. You're not attached to any particular outcome. You're just there to hang out, and whatever's meant to be is meant to be, right? Hmm. Let's see here. Huh. Let's see here. Anyway, and here's a quick summary of each date. The first one, went for a drink, hit it off, brought her back to mine, his place he means, and managed to get her into my bed, but she didn't want to take her clothes off at all. My God, really? She let me touch her over her clothes and even spent the night in my bed with her clothes on, LOL. But apart from making out and cuddling, nothing happened. She seemed really into me, though. She transited home the next morning. This guy's from Canada. Well, dude, I'll tell you what. If you have a woman in your bed and she's letting you touch you, and and she wants to spend the night, and she really likes you, dude, and you didn't go all the way, that means you didn't make her feel comfortable to go all the way. That means you were probably trying to rush it. You got too excited too fast. You see, dude, foreplay is important. And there are certain things you can do. If a woman really likes you, obviously she would not be in your bed or spending the night, right? Maybe she was shit testing you to see if you could wait for a second date for it to happen, right? But the bottom line is, if you really wanted it to happen that night and you played your cards better, it would have happened, right? You know, while you're snuggling with her, you know, you want to nibble on her earlobe a little bit, lick the back of her neck. You want to hit those sensual spots that turn a woman on beyond the level of being able to control herself anymore. You want to, it's called seduction, bro. You're in a seduction subreddit, and you failed to seduce a woman that, you know, got into bed with you, spent the night with you, but kept her clothes on, and but still let you cuddle with her and make out. I mean, wow, man, that's a woman like that I wouldn't go on a second date with. Like, that just wouldn't work for me. But yeah, I still think you could have made it happen, bro. You probably rushed it. You didn't take your time. And you need to learn better foreplay. Let me see here. Give me a second. Let me check something out real quick. Okay, we're all clear. Number 2, went for a drink, hit it off, brought her back to mine, and managed to get her into my bed. Got her top off, but she wouldn't take her pants off because she didn't want to put out on the first date. Come on, dude. These women are testing you, man. These women will get in your bed, but they don't want... That's like saying, I'm going to go to McDonald's and just hang out to use the Wi-Fi, and I'm not going to get myself a Big Mac, right? More touching was involved, but that's it. Drove her home after and tried to schedule another day with her, but she lost interest and we never met again. Well, that's because she probably wasn't that attracted to you, or probably didn't feel the vibe, right? You probably just didn't, you weren't making her feel comfortable. Or maybe she, thought that's what she wanted to do. And then she realized that, she was, rushing it. Maybe she just got out of a relationship. And until she got into that moment, she didn't want to go through it. Yeah, you're going to get women like that. That's why you have a lot of women in the queue, right? So no worries, right? It was a bit of a surprise because in person, it really seemed like she was into me. Turns out she was essentially the female equivalent of an F-boy, LOL. Okay. If she was the female equivalent of an F-boy, that means she would have been with you. So you must have not done something right. You must have turned her off somehow. I think you need to work on your foreplay skills. And I think this dude, even though he had a lot of options and he should have been cool, calm, and collective, I think he was coming off a little bit needy or a little bit too forward in these situations. If you have a woman in your bed, you kick back, you relax, you look at her, and this is what I would say. Hey, look, I think you're really cool. I like being here and just snuggling and cuddling with you. We don't have to do anything. As a matter of fact, I would rather wait for a second date and maybe we can go away somewhere special and make it happen there, right? When you put her in that position, it puts her guard down. And if she ends up staying around long enough, more than likely she'll be so turned on, she won't be able to keep her hands off you, and it'll happen. So I think you need to learn your seduction skills a little bit better, bro. But he's probably young. Number 3. Whoops. Wait a second here. Went for a drink, got a more reserved vibe from her, but still brought her back to mind. Those reserved women, sometimes they surprise you. Made out on the couch, but that's as far as it went. I think we could both sense that we were on different levels and or potentially looking for different things. She transited home after we made out for a bit, and we never spoke again after that. Yeah, you get those women that are very heavily guarded, or, they have a lot of rules and stuff, right? And they don't sleep with a guy for like a certain amount of dates. Like, you don't want to be with a woman that has all those restrictions. Yeah, I come across women like that all the time, but I figure that out before I meet them, because a woman that's into you from the get-go is going to try to give you some hints through a phone conversation or by texting before you meet, right? So you got to better qualify these women. Number 4. Could sense that she was already pretty into me from the start, so I potentially could have invited her over directly. But I chose to go for the drink first anyway, so we went for a drink, hit it off, brought her back to mine, and managed to get her into my bed. No resistance to clothes coming off, and it didn't take long for us to start banging. Good for you, bro. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that, man. A woman like that, dude, this is how I would have played it. If I knew it was a guaranteed thing, I'd say, hey, look, I really like you. I'm into you. It looks like you're into me too, right? And I think you want me just as much as I want you. We don't have to do this tonight, We could, hang out. We could do it next time. Maybe go away somewhere special. It all depends what you want, dude. If you're just looking to hook up with women and have fun, then that's fine. I mean, that's not what I teach here, but if you're looking for a relationship, and a lot of these women are looking for a relationship if it happens, then in that situation, a woman that's sexually attracted to you, she's really into you. If you give her some resistance tactfully, it's going to make her more interested in you, right? You probably would have still gotten some that night, but now she knows that, hey, you were trying to resist her, which makes her more interested. If a woman, listen, here's the thing. If a woman perceives herself to have more interest in you than you have in her, you're not going to get that second date. You have to always make women wonder where they stand with you, right? Drove her home after that. Okay. Number 5. Dream, if you're still around, or Queen. This is pretty interesting info, isn't it? This guy breaks it down quite well. Very well. All right, number 5. My second date. This was with the girl from date number 1. I picked her up in my car, and we went to have some drinks at the beach. I thought we were going to go to hers after that because she lived closer to the beach, and we had already gone to mine last time. But she said we couldn't go to hers, so we went to mine again. Well, what's happening at her place? Does she live with family? Does she have roommates? Does she not want to bring you around people she lives with until she makes sure it works? I can understand that. Okay. Had some drinks on the patio and chilled there until it was getting late, so we went to the bedroom. This time, she was okay with the clothes coming off, but still didn't want to have sex. Oh, God, dude. She was telling me how she always gets attached when she has sex, and because she knows I'm not in town for too long, she doesn't want to do that to herself. She went down on me and spent the night again, this time naked in my bed, but that's it. She transited home the next morning. I also decided I wouldn't see her again after that, as it wouldn't make sense for either of us. You could have still probably gotten with her, bro. Right? You could have probably just told her, hey, look, I understand, things happen, right? I actually really like who you are. And I understand I'm in town for a limited time. But, I would like to get to know you. And, hey, whatever is meant to be is meant to be. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, we don't have to do it. But what I would have done, bro, is I would have snuggled up next to her. Were you naked too, dude? Like if she's naked in your bed and you're naked too, right? Right. All you have to do is hold her, be cool with her, massage her a little bit, nibble on her earlobes, nibble on the back of her neck, rub her shoulders down, massage her inner thighs. Dude, there's so many. Dude, you're in a seduction subreddit, and it sounds to me like you don't know how to seduce women. Okay. That will be a night of blue balls right there, I'll tell you that. That just doesn't happen for me. It's either all the way or no way at all, right? This is the girl, number 6. This is the girl that I should have known was going to be a catfish. Met up for sushi at lunch and then explored the city together. I kept it friendly, but even as friends, she wasn't really my vibe. She could sense that there was nothing there either. So after we explored the city for a bit, we said our goodbyes and I went home. Okay, that happens sometimes, right? Number 7, I was supposed to meet with a different girl initially, but she flaked on me 5 hours before our date by saying she wasn't feeling well and was going to get a COVID test done. That's a bunch of bullshit right there if I ever heard it, dude. I'm always a bit skeptical of this excuse as it's such a convenient excuse, but hey, you never know. You never know, dude, but most of the time, 99% of the time, it's BS. She found a better option, right? Or she just thought about it and figured that she's not really feeling it for you, right? In general, though, I was getting flaky vibes from her because she wasn't always too quick to respond anyway. Yeah, women that are into you and excited will get back to you as quickly as possible. Ended up meeting up with another girl I had on my list. Wow, dude. That I was saving for something like this. Got a drink together, brought her back to mine, and managed to get her into my bed. Got her top off, but similar to date number 2, she wouldn't take her pants off because she wasn't expecting to be, I think even say having sex tonight. We just made out and I could sense something changed after that because we chilled on the couch for a bit after making out on the bed, and then I drove her home. We both knew we weren't going to see each other again. Yeah, I mean, you don't know what's going on with these women or what they've been through or if they just got out of a relationship or they're just recently divorced. There are a whole mess of things that could be, or a whole load of things that could be going through their mind that has nothing to do with you. Like she would not have been nude in your bed if she wasn't attracted to you. Like there are women that could be that'll be attracted to you and get partially naked or kind of start the process of being intimate with you, and then right in the middle, their conscience sinks in, and they think about something that happened in a similar way recently or in the past, and it shuts them off, right? Those are women that are not in a good place to date. They're not in the best emotional place. They have unresolved issues. So, I mean, and that happens with a lot of women. That's why you have to have a lot of options, right? Till you find one that's in a good place to allow things to go there. Went for a drink, got along pretty well, brought her back to mine, and managed to get her into my bed. This is number 8. Clothes came off, and we fucked, but it wasn't super crazy but I wasn't super crazy about her, so I haven't messaged her since. She hasn't either, so I guess she wasn't too crazy about me either. Don't know and doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, sometimes that can happen. I get it. Number 9, the other second date, this time with the girl from date number 4. I went straight to her place this time to share some wine. We hung out on the couch for a bit because her roommate was still there, but once her roommate went to her room, we went to the other room and fucked. After I left hers, I actually met up with a friend of mine who loves to spend money and party because he had gotten a table at a club with like 6 girls, LOL. One of those girls ended up being a girl that I was chatting with on Hinge like a week earlier, but never ended up connecting with. She was all over me that night, but didn't want to go home with me. We planned a date on Sunday, though, so no harm, no foul. And number 10. Number 10. Let me check out the chat real quick. American Dream says, my wife just got home from out of town. I had to step away for a few minutes, but I'm back. Welcome back. I see what you mean, Coach. It was a lot easier when girls are drunk. No disrespect. No, Dream. That's not the way, Dream. You don't want to be with a drunk woman. You don't want a woman to sleep with you because she's drunk. You want a woman to sleep with you because she really likes you, Dream, and she's into you. She's attracted to you. Come on, dude. I know you're kind of joking about that. You are joking, Dream. You are. Number 10, and finally, this was initially supposed to be a date with another girl, but she flaked on me an hour before. She had a legitimate reason that she had to stay late at work. That could be BS too. But it was a bit too late notice for me to find another girl to go out with since it was already like 6 p.m. This guy's like a gigolo or something. Like this dude, I don't know. He's probably young and just trying to have some fun. I did manage to have a FaceTime date with a girl I had matched with earlier that day, though, who actually suggested doing that anyway. So I'm adding it here to make it 10 dates instead of 9. LOL. Virtual date went well, and we're planning an in-person one for next week. Got another date tonight and potentially one on Saturday, meeting with the girl from the club on Sunday and another girl on Monday. It's looking like my streak will continue well into next week at this rate. Haha. Jesus Christ, dude. When you find time to work or like, are you self-employed and taking a break or? Oh my God, man. This is quite a freaking ride, man. Wow. I know this post was long, so all good if you didn't read it all. Hopefully someone found it interesting and or learned something as well. Would love to hear any thoughts, and I'm down to answer any questions too. Edit. All you girls hating on this post and calling me psychotic, manipulative, are completely jaded, LOL. I'm literally just going on dates with girls I like and having a good time and then looking back at them and analyzing how they went. Plus what I could do better next time. Everything that was done with these girls was completely consensual and I never gave any false promises to any of them. You girls just don't want to accept that guys do this sort of thing, would rather live in your fantasy rom-com land, imagining that guys are just naturally romantic when they want to be. Dude, women do the exact same thing. And they even have more options than you and I do, bro. If you have 10 dates lined up, they've got 50 or 100 lined up, dude. Sorry, honey, but what you see on TV isn't real. That's true. That's true. Guys talk about this stuff and work with each other often to get better at getting laid. If you can't fathom that idea, you're in the wrong subreddit. Well, dude, here's the thing. I mean, it's one thing to go out and get laid, you know. Sometimes people do that, right? But I think a lot of these women are looking for relationships, dude. And that's why probably some of these women didn't sleep with you, because they realized that you're just a player. It sounds like to me, dude, right now you don't want to commit. You're like a player. And so you're not going to be able to get some women to play with you, bro. And you're not coming out and saying, hey, you know what? I'm just looking for something casual, right? Right? Women are going to ask you, what are you seeking when you're talking with them, right? And if you've told these women, I'm just looking to, you know, hang out and see where it goes, right? Typically, that's a way of saying, you know, yeah, you know, I'm open to something long-term happening if it's meant to go that route, without having to say it, dude. But your meaning is you're just looking to see where it goes. You're looking to see if you're going to get laid or not, right? And some of these women, they probably picked up on the fact that you're a player. And they sense that about you. Because if you were not a player, dude, you would give off a different vibe. I'm a really good guy. I'm not a player. I really want to make it work with one woman, right? And they can feel that. Women are extremely intuitive, bro. I'm very intuitive for a guy. I'm extremely intuitive. But women are just incredibly intuitive, bro. And they're going to pick up on the slightest variation. So, if you can't fathom that idea, you're in the wrong subreddit. Okay. Well, this is probably a co-ed subreddit. Let's see what some people said in the chat here. We're at 1 hour and 25 minutes. We're going to go through 5 to 10 minutes of comments, and then we're going to wrap this up. We're going to keep it short and sweet tonight. Dream says, that guy sounds like the luckiest guy on the planet. If I would have had looked like him 20 years ago, I would be in a different world right now. Well, Dream, here's the thing, dude. I mean, it's one thing to meet different women to see if you can find the right one. This guy is just playing the field. This guy just is looking for casual sex. He's looking for hookups. That's all, right? Now, I've used the same method of meeting women in the past, having lots of options and meeting lots of them in a short amount of time, like within a month period, right? month period of time, I mean, right? But I'm looking for a relationship, right? And, sometimes it works out, and other times it doesn't work out, man. So, I'm upfront with these women. I am looking for a relationship. I truly am looking for one. And so, it puts women in a different position when you're around them. So that way, if things are meant to progress forward, they actually feel more comfortable. All right, let me read a few of the comments here. I just had 40 pizzas in 30 days, and it's not the same pizza. Killing the game, bro. Haha. Come on now. My only question is, how did you plan all this? You don't have work, gym, etc. Living like a modern day rock star, drinking every night. Be careful. That's what I want to know. Here we go. Haha. I work from home. Oh, he's an entrepreneur during weekdays, so my evenings and weekends are free, and I'm not actually going to the gym right now. And I don't actually drink that much. Just one drink at the bar with the girl, and then a glass of wine with her at my place before I make a move. Yeah, working from home like I do, you're able to, I open up a browser, and I can text with these women from my laptop's keyboard very quickly and get right back to what I'm doing, right? And that works. That's effectively multitasking, right? That's exactly what I thought this guy was doing. He's probably self-employed. I said it earlier. Good. Thanks for sharing that, bro. Not going to lie, bro. I appreciate the work you're putting in trying to help. It's trying to, not trying to. Help guys out, especially in my case. I got to get out more. Shout out to you and wear condoms. I doubt that guy. I doubt that guy wore condoms with all these chicks. I'll tell you, women hate condoms just as much as men do, right? Just got to be careful. Got to be careful who you're with. Thanks, man. And yeah, always got to wrap it up. Ha ha. Get to know the woman and she's cool, then you don't. But I mean, initially, until you get to know them, sure, you should. Hey, I'm sorry for the side thread, but what do I do if a girl doesn't show up on the first date, later apologizes and tells you she actually wants to see you, but when planned for another date, to which she flakes again, she again comes, states that she's sorry, and still states she wants to see you? I've been thinking about just moving on, but I kind of like this chick. We kind of have the same interests, and we knew each other before wanting to date. That's a woman right there that has a lot of other options, and every time she comes out to, or every time she agrees to see you, another option she perceives to be better comes up at the last minute, and she goes with it, right? She's trying to keep you on the back burner, because in case she has to ever settle for you, that you'll still be around. This is what I would do. You want to put yourself at the top? I'd say, hey, look, I think you're a cool person. I like you. I'd like to get to know you. But now, you canceled out on me twice. And, somebody that's going to have a chance of being with me, is going to need to show me more consistency than that, right? You got to call her out, right? You got to call her out and say, I don't want to reschedule another date with you because, more than likely you're going to flake out again. And my time is very valuable, right? And see what she says, right? And in that situation, right, she might say, oh, but I really do want to see you. Okay, if you really want to see me, come on over right now. And let's just hang out. No expectation, right? That's what I would do in that situation. Come on over right now. Or how about we meet right now? I'll come over, or we'll meet somewhere in a public place. Let's do it right now, right? You call her out. And she said, well, now's not a good time. And, then, give me a call the next time you're in my area. And then, if I'm free, then you can just come on over and hang out. That's what I would do. But no, dude, she's putting you on the back burner. She sees you as a decent option, but you're not her top option. She basically is, she basically is connecting with other guys she perceives to be stronger, better looking, maybe more alpha, and she's holding on to you in case she has to settle for you, like the beta male provider. Dude, it kind of sounds like you're a little beta. That's probably why you're not at the top of her list. Canadian Seductioner, the original poster says, don't make her your plan A. Get other girls in your life. If this girl stood you up, you need to show her you're worth more than that and not just a plan B. True. If a girl stands me up, she goes to the bottom of my list. LOL, that's not cool to do to anyone. Right. And then he gets back and says, right, makes sense. Thanks, man. Keep up the good work. Could use these sort of informative posts. Let's share a few more comments before we go off the air here. Also, make her come to you next time. That's what I said. Right. She needs to know she is serious. If you're going to meet her again, definitely don't go chasing after her. Yeah, I'd say, hey, you know what? Come on over and bring a bottle of wine. If you really are into me, right, I've tried to make plans with you twice and you flaked out on me. No disrespect. I get it. Things happen. Things come up. My time is very valuable. Now, if you want me to give you a chance, come on over and show me you're serious. Bring a bottle of wine. Let's hang out. Right? If she goes, no, I don't do that kind of thing. Well, best of luck to you. Take care. Right? But at least try it out. She might say yes and she'll come over. If she comes over, you might have some good loving and it might turn to something, right? You got to take those little chances, man. You can't be afraid to just go for it. There are a lot of guys trying to get with the same women. There are a lot of women trying to get the same guys. You got to stand out. You got to go for it when you have the opportunity. Seize the moment. Bro, are you like tall as fuck and good looking? Assuming this is all true, how do you do it? I probably get once a month, sometimes none. Get back. You have to be decent and reasonably attractive. And let me say this real quick before I read what this guy hopefully eventually responds with regarding that question. Okay, like, here's the thing when it comes to, getting women to go on dates with you. You have to be decent and reasonably attractive. If you're a 9 or a 10 on the attraction scale of 1 to 10, you're going to get women chasing you on these dating apps. They're going to be connecting with you and messaging you. If you're between a 5 and an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, they still have some attraction for you and they're still attracted to you, but it's not the instant attraction like it is for the 9s and 10s that most women want, right? So in those cases, you have to work a little harder. Doesn't mean you're an ugly guy. It means you're an average, everyday, decent-looking guy, okay? You just have to stand out additionally in different ways. Great personality, easygoing, right? Funny, charming, witty, etc., right? Do you mind sharing your dating app photos? You can blur the face, obviously. I'm just curious what kind of vibe your photos project. Congrats. Do share more. Girl, so what are your hobbies? Original poster, dating. Ah, you're not wrong. Great data nonetheless. Hobby or job? Wish I got paid to do this. Curious, how many hours and money did you spend on this experience? And was the money and time spent worth the payoff of the sexual encounter? LOL, that sounds harsh in words, but I mean, that is kind of the point of the sexual market dating game, right? Okay, interesting. I want to see where this guy responds before we go off the air here. Great work. This is what putting in the work and getting abundance looks like. Abundance, right? He had an abundance of dates set up, so it didn't matter what happened on every date, and gave him a better chance to get what he wants from those dates. Solid interactions and getting yes, no early on. Be direct, be decisive, get to the point. Okay? Recognizing someone off hinge is bound to happen, and good work on pushing that interaction forward. Looking forward to more posts like these. Great, awesome. How did you transition from bar to your house? A simple want to get a drink back at my place. Also, for the girl you sense was pretty into you, how would you invite her directly to your house? I assume from Hinge Bumble. How would you invite her directly to your house? Well, basically, you could be direct and say it, and some women will go for it, but I wouldn't even be direct. I'd say, really enjoying hanging out with you. Would you like to hang out a little bit more, maybe take a walk? Or, you have anything in mind? If a woman really wants to spend more time with you and is into you and is turned on and wants to be with you, she'll say, how about we go back to your place? You never want to directly, honestly say, you want to come back to my place? I would just say, hey, I really enjoyed hanging out with you. Now typically the way I do it nowadays is this, right? I will briefly meet a woman for a half an hour or an hour, sometimes in a Safeway parking lot, sometimes it's for a walk at a park. It just depends, on the day, right? Okay. I will meet with her briefly for like 1 hour, and then after we end the date, I will say, hey, I had a great time, I'd love to spend more time with you. If you're open to that, send me a text and let me know if you want to hang out again, right? I leave it up to them. I put it on them, right? Now, with some women that you feel an instant connection with, let's say the woman starts putting her arm around you or starts to, walk close to you, very close, and she's giving you that sexual vibe, then, you might end up back in your car making out or something, right? And that's typically what it takes for something to work. Like typically, if a woman's not going to show you that on a first meeting, regardless of where you're at, they're just not into you. But that doesn't mean it's completely over, So even if that doesn't happen, all I do is I say, hey, you know what? I had a great time. You seem really cool. I'd love to hang out with you again sometime. Text me sometime if you're interested in hanging out again. And you leave it at that, right? But typically, that just means she wasn't feeling it, right? And that's that. You can tell when it happens. Let's see. I do the same. This is what the original poster said. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in, folks. We're about to go off the air in just a second. Nothing happening right now. We're good. All caught up on questions. I do the same thing every time. Basically, I wait until we're both getting close to the end of our drinks, and then I'll say, hey, do you like wine? To which they usually say yes. Then I say, would you like to do a wine tasting after this? To which, if the date is going well, they will say yes. Then I say, okay, cool, because I got this really good red, white wine back at my place that we can try. To which, if the date is going really well, they will say yes. Then I say, great, let's get out of here then. And we get the bill and head back to mine. As for inviting her directly to mine, that's something I'm still working on, which is why I choose to take her out for the drink first. You see, I agree with that. I think a lot of these women felt forced coming back to your place. They were into you, or kind of into you, trying to figure it out, and you got some alcohol in them. They decided to come back to your place, suggesting the wine tasting thing, right? And then once they got there, they realized, that it's too soon, right? It has to be the woman's idea. What I would do in that situation is, if you're out on the first date, and the night's still young, right? And it's a night where you're both not working the next day. You could say, hey, I really enjoyed this walk with you. What are you doing the rest of the night? Like, I would love to just hang out and maybe go grab something to eat. If it's going really well and you feel it, there's chemistry, no problem transitioning from a date where it wouldn't cost you any money, such as a, hiking date or walking date or something like that, right? To going to dinner. You can say, hey, I'm having a great time. It seems like you are too. You're having a great time. Yeah, I really enjoy your company. I really, what are you doing the rest of the night? Or you want to hang out a little bit more? I would love that. What do you have in mind? Well, I was thinking we can get some dinner and just play it by ear, right? That sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. I haven't had such a great date in a long time. Right? Let's go. All right. You see, that's how you do it, right? Right? You want to put it in her hands, because a woman that's truly into you and feels comfortable with you and feels comfortable in general and is in a good place to date, she's going to want you more than you want her. The ones that, are not really ready and, they have a lot of rules and stuff, you're going to figure that out very soon after you meet them. And then, you enjoy the hike, the walk, whatever, you did to, initially meet them. And then you just part ways. No harm, no foul. At least you got to walk and you got some exercise, if nothing else, right? As for inviting her directly to mine, that's something I'm still working on, which is why I choose to take her out for the drink first. Not sure what the best way to do that would be. Maybe someone else with more experience in that can provide an answer. Well, I'm going to have to share my video in this subreddit, and you folks can hear my answers. Couple more here. Thanks. This helps a lot. My guess is the bar is just a more practical course of action, unless you are flooded with girls on the apps and can sacrifice 90% of them, which maybe I am in that situation, but still need to grow an abundance mindset. I'm working on it. That's what it is. It's the abundance mindset. Perfect. And last one here before we go off the air, folks. So get your questions, comments, and concerns in right now on Facebook, YouTube, and D Live. I'll be checking the chat out in just a few. Going to the bar is safer as it casts a wider net. Bringing them straight to yours gets quicker results, but also filters out a lot of potential girls. Since I'm open to potential relationships and not just instant sex. Okay, so now you are looking for relationships, right? Okay. For a relationship, I mean. I like to explore all my options and play the whole cat and mouse game. Plus, I find the sex is better after I've built up rapport with them. Absolutely, bro, because then it means something, right? This guy sounds like he's pretty young. I wish I knew what his age was. I would guess that this guy is somewhere in his mid-20s probably. Still learning, but not bad, dude. Not bad. Keep putting yourself out there, and eventually you'll find the right one. But great posting, and thanks for sharing. I'm actually going to share this posting in the YouTube description section, so you both can read the rest of the comments there, or reread it again if you'd like. Source. All right, I saved it in the description section. If you refresh now or come back and watch on the replay, you'll see the link. I will also share it in the YouTube chat and the Facebook chat and the D Live chat. I love how my new laptop allows me to do this stuff so quickly and effortlessly with no issues at all. And the YouTube live streaming server has been flawless Internet's been great today. Information Man Show, you caught me right before I'm going off the air. Go back and check out the replay, man. This was a good one. I hope you're having a great Friday evening. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Information Man Show says Queen Helen Casey, hello there. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to Information Man Show for popping in at the last minute there. Thank you to Queen Helen Casey for being here to mod the chat. And thank you to excuse me. Thank you to American Dream, channel member and moderator, for being here, for your support, bro. And again, it was a great pleasure to talk with you on the phone earlier today, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, folks. With that being said, I will probably be back tomorrow or Sunday. I was going to have some plans this weekend, but they kind of changed by my choice at the last minute. So you'll probably get a stream from me tomorrow and probably Sunday. You might even get 2 streams from me tomorrow. I may even do a mobile stream tomorrow in addition to an in-studio stream. I haven't done one in a while, but we'll see how it goes. For now, have yourself a great night. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Oh, wait a minute. Go back to full screen before you do that, Eli. Now we can wrap it up. Take care. Bye. Bye.